Good evening, and thank you for joining us on this Friday night. Tonight, many Americans didn't need a report to tell them what they're already feeling. Prices are skyrocketing on everything from food to fuel and from rent to airfare. But the numbers are worse than expected. Inflation is surging at the fastest pace in more than 40 years, with the consumer price index rising 8.6% compared to a year earlier. It's actually the fastest pace of inflation since December of 1981. Rampant inflation is not only imposing severe pressures on our pocketbooks, but also on President Biden. Recent surveys show that Americans see high inflation as the nation's top problem, as the president's approval ratings on the economy remain underwater. Stocks fell sharply on the news, with the Dow and S&P 500 falling more than 2%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq fell more than 3%. We've got a lot of news to get to tonight, and our White House correspondent Ed O'Keefe is in Los Angeles because that's where the president is talking about this very topic. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Nora. CBS News has learned the White House didn't anticipate the inflation numbers would be this big, and the figures are rattling Democrats ahead of the midterm elections, as voters are holding President Biden responsible for something he alone can't fix. Today's record inflationary report means more economic pain ahead for Americans, and Wall Street felt it too as the markets tumbled. Costs are up on food, rent, and used cars, and of course, gas, which is up almost 50% from a year ago.
Never thought I'd see it go up that much that fast.
It's skyrocketing no matter where you go.
American households are now paying $460 more every month to buy the same things they did last year.
I understand Americans are anxious, and they're anxious for good reason.
President Biden today visited the port of Los Angeles, where the backlog of idling ships and cargo containers has eased, but had little effect on record prices. Mr. Biden said the war in Ukraine is partly to blame.
I'm doing everything in my power to blunt Putin's price hike and bring down the cost of gas and food.
It's cold comfort for customers and businesses alike.
We are seeing increases of up to 500%.
Rosa Peralta and Hector Serrano, who run Doña Estella's food truck, cut staff in half and are passing the soaring cost of ingredients onto their clientele. You're paying at least $30 more per box of avocados. Yes. Inflation's now a full-blown political crisis for the White House and Democrats heading into the midterm elections. 8 in 10 Americans say the economy's in bad shape, and consumer confidence today hit a new low. It's now up to the Federal Reserve, which is likely to boost interest rates in hopes of pushing down prices. Hector and Rosa say it can't happen fast enough.
We're still in business, but we're struggling.
Here in LA today, the president also called on the oil industry to boost domestic production and warned against price gouging. He also wants Congress to pass legislation that would ease shipping costs so they don't get passed along on to customers. But at this point, that's about all he can do. Nora?
Ed O'Keefe, thank you.